Alright, what's up guys? Back again, day 2, another video, another knife. Today we have the Cold Steel 8010. This thing, honestly, there's only one thing about it I don't like, and that is the pocket clip. If this had a different pocket clip, I would probably carry and use this thing all the stinking time. It fits my hand like an absolute glove. It is an absolute tank of a monster, of a freaking tool. You can see the spine on there, nice and thick. And then there's a hole right here where if you stick a pin, this thing is basically a fixed blade to where you're never going to break this lock. This is a triad lock developed by Andrew Demko back when he was licensing his designs for Cold Steel. And this thing, like the lock, the triad lock here is so strong that it actually broke their mechanism before they were able to test basically how much force this thing could handle before it breaks. So there's nothing you should be doing in your everyday EDC life that you're going to be able to break this tool with. It is an absolute tank of a beast of a tool. I think the blade is coming right in at 3 inches. It's about 3.5 actually. The whole length of the knife. If we do comparisons here, your Sebenza 31 is pretty much going to be the best comparison for like blade length as well as the handles. If we go to the PM2 over here, can we get it off? Come on! Of course we can't. PM2, about the same length as well. A little bit more cutting edge on the 8010 than you do on the PM2. Your Sebenza, they do pretty much match in cutting edge. This is a FRN with steel liners and then that triad lock. You can get modern ones now that do have titanium handles. They are quite expensive. This is just S35 VN steel. I'm not sure if those new titanium ones have upgraded steel or not, but like I said, everything other than this clip, this thing is awesome. I love this knife. The thumb studs work really well. You can do the Spidey kind of drop as long as you put your finger kind of in the choil there. It'll just drop right on your finger, and then you can just one hand close the back lock, open it back up. It works with the Spidey flick. It has a nice snap, and I mean, there is absolutely no blade play. This thing is solid. It basically feels like a fixed blade, and if you stick that pin in there, then it's 100% definitely a fixed blade. Check these guys out. I think they have light versions now, and then as I mentioned, they do have premium versions that have TI titanium all handles, which I mean, with titanium the possibilities are endless. So yeah guys, check it out. 8010. So the 8010, it's not a light knife by any means. Let's see, stick it on the scale here. It comes right in at 7 ounces. We'll do another comparison here next to the Buck 110, which I think the Buck 110 is like 8 ounces. No, 7.3. So 7.3 to 7.10. So, or about 7 even. 707. Whatever. They're about the same pretty much weight for the same amount of cutting edge. The only difference being obviously nice and thin versus you got the big thick belly here. And then the different locking mechanism, just triad lock, is going to be a lot stronger than just your standard back lock here. And then, I mean, if you want to get picky, we can talk about steel. You know, you got 440C here on the Buck 110, S35 VN. That's just not even, that's not even fair. That's not a fair comparison, to be honest. But I know a lot of people have the Buck 110, so I like to use it as a comparison. As well as, say, the Bug Out here, Benchmade Bug Out. Yeah, Benchmade Bug Out, coming in at 1.5 ounces in stock configuration. This has the Titanium G10 scales with a aftermarket Cerakoted blade here and a mirror finish on the sharpening there by yours truly, which I haven't done in a while, but this is definitely one of the better ones I did. As you can see, definitely a little bit smaller than your 8010. If we just line up the cutting edges here, you can see the 8010, you definitely get a little more height, obviously a lot more belly, and just, you know, way more girth. The Bug Out is probably what most people honestly only need for an EDC. You don't really need this 8010, but if for whatever reason you ever thought, you know, in your everyday life you might get stranded out in the wild and you're going to be out in the wilderness, if you had this on you for an everyday EDC, I mean, You could stick a stick in that hole, and this thing is not going to break without breaking the stick. Or somehow, you know, you found like a piece of metal. You could stick a piece of metal through that hole, make a pin, and you basically have a fixed blade that is also a folder that is super strong, super easy to operate, super easy to open and close. And my only real complaint is this stinking clip. I'm not even exaggerating. I was at Blade Show talking to the vice president of Cold Steel, explaining to him how much I liked the 8010, but my only gripe with it was the clip. And his response was, yes, me too. Like, so you know you have a product with a problem, please do something about it. Fix it. Like, I shouldn't have to buy an aftermarket clip. I know there's plenty of aftermarket makers out there that do make aftermarket clips for the 8010, and I probably just need to get one and check it out, because I would probably carry and EDC this thing a lot more had it had a better clip. It's just one of those clips that the bill on it is so low. Like, there's no up on the bill. You can't get it in your pants. And if I can't put it back in my pocket, I don't want to carry it. So, yeah. Sadly, this thing doesn't get carried. It doesn't get used as much as it should, or I wish it would, solely because the clip. Maybe we can fix that. If any of you guys, I guess, know any aftermarket 8010 clip makers, leave some comments down below. Tag them. Make sure you guys like, favorite, share, do what you gotta do. Subscribe if you haven't already. As always, guys, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye! It didn't stop.